you guys on. I've been seeing you guys doing a lot of work lately. I actually watched this Netflix special with you guys on it
Oh, really?
a long time ago.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I saw that, and you
Yeah.
guys, I was like, whoa. That's what made me hit you guys up on Instagram.
Oh, love it.
I saw it off that, and I was like, wow, that's awesome. You guys did all that. You've been getting around.
Yeah.
Haven't you guys done the whole? I know I saw your painting. You guys sold it. Was it Scott Disick?
Right.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah,
That's
so
pretty
that
awesome.
episode aired on Sunday night,
Right.
and yeah, so that was pretty exciting.
So that's some exciting stuff going on for you
Yeah,
guys, right?
totally.
Tell the listeners and everything more about you guys and how you got to that point with everything.
I mean, so we both we grew up, really loving art, and we both went to NYU for art. Moved out here just, with a vision, with a dream,
And like literally started posting on social media.
yeah, we are nonstop working. So I think just being out here and just hustling, every single day. That's what kind of got us here.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how that opportunity came about. Everything just kind of snowballed.
Right.
Really, when I watched that documentary on Netflix, it didn't say you. I felt like you guys lived out here. Where did you guys move from again?
From New Jersey.
Right.
Well, we grew up in New Jersey and then went to NYU and then moved out here. So we've been out here for 4 years.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow, congratulations on
Thanks.
everything. Your guys' work is awesome too.
Thank you.
I was looking at that and I was like, wow, that's awesome. You guys are really going forward on that.
Thank
Congrats.
you.
Thank you.
So I was gonna ask you guys. My first question is like, what does self-love mean to you guys? Because that's what this whole my thing was about.
I love that so
Yeah.
much. I mean, it is really important to, there are moments when I doubt myself, and, I think everyone goes through that, but at the end of the day, I am doing what I love, and I have this dream, and I have this goal and this passion, and you just can't give up. You have to believe in yourself, because no one is gonna believe in you more than you will,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
And also we're all here, you're, in this, you're stuck in the body that you're in, so you have to learn how to love your body and adapt and just grow and just love yourself and
Yeah.
whatever that means to you. Just we're all here.
we're all going through
Something.
Sure.
We're all going through something, and you just have to remember that you are here for a reason, and you are amazing, and you are special and fabulous, and just love yourself.
Definitely. So this whole podcast, I did it because I've been doing this anti-bullying assemblies tour for a while because I got bullied a lot as a kid. So it's like,
I love that you're doing
Thank
this.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
so amazing.
Yeah.
I think kids really need to we were bullied too, so I
I was
think
gonna get to that.
I think it's so special to have this platform to be able to talk about it and for
Right.
kids to know they're not alone.
Right. I know I spoke to your guys' mom, and her first thing was like, "Oh, anti-bullying podcast for sure. We're down." So I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you guys' mom is dope."
Yeah.
She's so supportive. My family was like that too when I started this. They
That's
were always
great.
like, "Oh, that's awesome," and go for it. And they helped me in a lot of ways. So when I talked to your mom, I was like, "Oh, she sounded cool."
Yeah.
She was just like, she was just like, "Oh, anti-bullying, okay, for sure. When?" I was like,
Right.
"Oh," she's like, "That look cool." How was you guys' school? Where'd you guys go to school at?
We went to Melbourne High School.
Mhm.
I mean, just growing up there, we always were very close, the two of us, and I feel like we always kind of beat to our own drum, and we were always weird,
Outsiders,
a little bit,
and
and
outcasts. We didn't really fit in per se to
Really?
any specific friend groups. Yeah, no, we didn't.
we kind of just did our own thing.
We did our own thing. We didn't really we didn't like any of the sports or any of what a lot of the kids were doing.
We like going to museums with my mom,
Yeah,
and
and I think people made fun of us for how close we were
with each
with
other,
with my mom. People used to call us the Olsen twins a lot. They used to
Oh, really?
yeah, and
Now
that.
I think it's funny. Now I can laugh about it, but back then it's kids will say anything to try and make you feel bad about yourself.
Weren't they actually really trendy? So was it offensive at the time?
I mean, it was offensive at the time because the way
we also had been doing a lot. We used to do a lot of acting and commercials and stuff when we were kids. So people made fun of us. They're like, "Oh, you're just trying to be like the Olsen twins." And I'm like, "This is just my face. We're twins and we look alike."
Yeah,
That's it.
people did give us a lot of shit for it, and it was offensive when we were growing up just because of the tone. It's kids could say anything, and just the tone that's taken to it. It's just mean. It's just not nice. And I mean, now it doesn't bother us. We still
get bullied, like
Yeah.
it's
I
still,
was gonna get to that because
Yeah.
you guys are like really blowing up, so it's like I know you get a lot of trolls and haters and
lots
How
of
do you-
trolls, lots
yeah.
of
How do you
haters.
guys deal with
I
that?
stay
Is
off
it-
of Reddit.
Really?
Yes. I do not check that.
Yeah. Twitter also isn't like too kind of a space.
Yeah, you just kind of like block it out.
Yeah, you do have to block it out because like I could sit there for hours and like read everything. That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
And it doesn't make sense. It still makes me feel bad about myself.
Right,
City,
right.
how could I not? Like we're all human here. Like we're not made of stone. Like it does hurt, but then you have to just like not look at it and remember like okay, like it's not nice to be mean. Like it's just
It's not,
nice.
but also at the same time, like not everyone is gonna like me and like what I'm doing, and like
that's okay.
that's okay. But what I have an issue with is like if you don't like it, just move on. Like don't say anything. Just why be mean? I think it's like being anonymous on social media and on the internet. It gives people like they feel like they have this power to say what they want. They can be the meanest thing ever because they're hiding behind the screen.
Definitely. Well, you guys like have your heads on straight. It took me forever to get to where you guys are at. Like,
Oh, same.
I went through those trials where I was just like devastated. And
Yeah.
I like got off the internet, and so it's like it's funny how you guys got to that point where it's like that's where I'm at. And it's just like, wow, that's really awesome. That you guys got
I think
there.
we're lucky because we have each other.
Right,
So
right.
I think that's why it's so important for us to be able to like come out here and do things like this and talk about it because not everyone has someone like that where they could just turn to yeah.
Exactly.
So I think it did definitely help us.
It seems like you guys have like that support system in your mom. So
Exactly.
it's like you don't really need the like. That's awesome. I never really had that either, and I knew you guys came in. Did you see Christina? That's my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And like when I moved out here, we kind of met right away. She's been my support system.
Oh, that's right.
And it's just like when I'm working, I'll do this stuff, and then I don't really get mixed up in the whole mix. And just with her, it's like a great feeling. So that's kind of like my thing. It's like it's awesome to have that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, we do the whole anti-bullying assembly store, and I would love to have you guys come sometimes in the fall.
For
to
sure.
that.
Love that.
Really? Because
Yeah,
some
of
people
course.
don't really like that. Like, they feel like uncomfortable, but our last one was like 2 months ago, and they look really good. So I'll keep you guys in the loop.
Yeah,
about that.
Please keep us posted.
Awesome. I was gonna ask you, what inspired you guys to do your art? Because it's like really actually good. It's like, did you guys do practice a while, or how'd that even come about? Like,
I think like we've just been painting like pretty much our entire lives.
Yeah.
When we were kids, that was kind of like the escape.
We just loved it. We
yeah.
always gravitated towards it. I don't know. I love making art. I just love it, and I think like a lot of the work that we make, like I love commenting on like social issues or pop culture issues or just anything like culture, like just topical.
Anything that's relevant.
Yeah, and we'll generate some sort of conversation.
so was it like something that you got? When did you start realizing you guys were getting good at it? Was it like Instagram, social media? People
No,
were
I think like
In high school, it was kind of like what we loved to do. Like we didn't like sports, we didn't like anything else.
right.
We really loved art, and I think like even thinking back when we wanted to go to school, to college, we were like, okay, well, if I'm gonna spend 4 years at a university somewhere and studying something, it's gonna be something that I love. Like
Right.
I'm not gonna do something I don't love for 4 years.
Right.
And that was kind of when I think we started to just really
But like
make a career
they
of
teach
it.
you, like we're both like trained, so like they teach you techniques and skills and like all of that.
Yeah.
So I think we've just been like learning for a while.
That's awesome. Where do you guys want to go? Like, where do you see yourself? Where would you want to be? Like, if it was like the perfect what you guys want in 5 years, where do you want to see yourself?
I would love my art just to be in like houses everywhere and like galleries and museums and like
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Wow, that's awesome. It's already going in that direction. So it's
Yeah.
just more of it, right?
Yeah.
Can't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Right.
I'd love to do more like celebrity commissions and more portraits and like that's really fun for us.
That's awesome. I saw the one you guys did with Scott. Was it Child?
Yeah, it's
That
on
That one was
me.
awesome.
Thank
I
you.
saw it. I was like, it actually is an awesome. Like, you guys awesome.
That took us forever.
It's
Yeah.
actually talented. Like,
Thank you.
some people that do it, and it's like, well, I don't even. But your guys is like really awesome. So it's like,
Yeah.
dude, I would love if I had kids one day to I would contact you guys about
Yeah.
that. Like,
100%.
awesome. Like, you guys really did a good job.
Thanks.
to go back to the whole podcast, like when I was in school and I was getting bullied a lot, there was like issues where I had with like school kind of in a way where it was like the teachers saw me getting bullied, but they wouldn't really want to do anything. What did you guys have any like instances at school where maybe you guys feel like administration or school the way they can improve things?
Yeah, I think they don't. I think it is a problem because I hear what you're saying, and I've experienced that where like teachers won't step up, like administration they don't step up,
especially if they see it.
and they know it's going on. Like I used to eat. Like when we'd have lunch together, I would eat lunch because the cafeteria was so intimidating to walk into and to see like everyone like sitting and to feel like where do I sit? I used to sit and eat alone sometimes in like the staircase, like in
Right.
And I mean, we did have in our school there was like the guidance counselors there, their offices there, and like a lot of kids who felt kind of left out would go and sit and eat lunch in there. So like there was that safe place.
I think there should be some sort of like safe
place, like for kids to feel like, I think what oftentimes when kids are getting bullied, they feel like it's just like why me? Like no one else, it's not happening to anyone else. But it really is. Yeah, I think there should be like more safe places for kids to feel like they can go to and teachers to turn to and that whole thing.
Right, definitely. How do you guys feel about like moving to LA and the whole scene out here? Like, because I know I was kind of mixed up in it for a minute, and I felt like, in a way, I don't want to like say anything, but in a way, I felt like it was hard to trust people. I'm like, I met Christina, and it's like, no, I'm just stuck there and do my work, and I didn't really get in the mix too much. And when I did, I felt like if I was getting a little comfortable with someone, they quickly went and just started talking all this shit, and I was like, whoa. So
where are you from?
From San Francisco, the Bay, but I grew up in San Diego.
Got
so it was
it.
like San Diego, the Bay, and then I came out here. And I never really got mixed up too much, but when I did, it was like a lot of like pillow talking, and I just felt like, oh man, I need to just like stay in my lane.
I think you have to just find like your close group of people that you could just really trust.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I think
that goes for anywhere.
Yeah, I think that's for anywhere. But I mean, I do see what you're saying, especially in LA. I mean, we've been like screwed over multiple times.
My thing was just like I put my guards down because I felt trusted.
Of course.
And they went. People would just like rail me after.
Yeah,
I
think you find that anywhere, and it kind of makes you like cautious. Like you're like, who do I trust? Like
Yeah.
But
that's why I think we're lucky. Like we have each other. We have like my mom, so it's like a very like close
you find your
circle of
core
trust.
group.
Yeah.
You find your core group.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's important. Family,
Definitely.
close friends.
What would your guys' advice be on like moving out here for people that find their way? Like, what would be kind of like your advice on that?
I think my advice would be to. It sounds so corny, but like you have to stay true to yourself. You have to just stay in your lane and like believe in what you want to do. I think a lot of the times you get caught up in like, oh, this person's doing that person's doing that. And you want to hang out, and everyone's opinion, and then you want to hang out with this person because they're doing that, and then this person's to that party, and you can get kind of lost and like lose kind of yourself
and your
vision. So you kind of just have to like focus remember what your goal is.
But I feel like your guys is why you guys are born so far is because it seems like you guys have like a vision and a goal, and you actually came out here with a purpose. And it's like you're going towards it, right? So it's like easier for you guys to just stay focused on it, right?
It's true.
I can see it because it's like you guys are artists and you're like doing your work, and it's like. So it's like a beautiful thing. That's so.
I think like sometimes when you just tune out like everyone's opinions, whether like negative, like just even like specifically negative, you have to tune out all of that. And I think that's what keeps us kind of focused and just moving forward. Because
if you focus on the positivity, focus on the compliments, focus on
everything that
you want to be by your side and you want to be supportive. Don't focus on like
if you get caught up on like all that negative stuff, then it will like so to speak derail you. Like I always say to Sally, it's like we're on a train, we're going forward, and we're no matter how fast it's going, it's just we're there, we're going, and we'll get there.
Yeah.
That's awesome because I don't know if you guys heard this guy. His last name's like Nightingale or something, but he's like all about that, like he's kind of like a Tony Robbins type of person.
Okay.
And how when you just mentioned that train thing, he had this whole thing where it's like you have two ships, and like one ship there's a crew and a captain, but they don't have a destination and they're not going nowhere, so they're out in sea just like forever, just floating around, and then you have the one ship that like there's a captain, there's a ship, and there's a compass, and they know a destination they're going to. So they're gonna get there. It doesn't know how long. So when you mentioned that, I was like, wow,
And like,
where did you get that?
you
Because
know
that's
what?
exactly what you're supposed to be on.
Yeah, and you know what? Also, like, it doesn't matter how long it takes you because
Yeah.
sometimes
everyone
it
has
takes
a different journey.
Yeah, it
Everyone
takes
has a
someone like
different
1 year, 2 years, 4 years, 8 years. You never know,
at any stage in your life.
and you cannot compare yourself to anyone else.
Right.
Definitely. That's why when you guys were like your whole vibe and like everything you're doing, I noticed like you were that shit. And when you just mentioned it, I was like, oh, yo, you guys got it. You know exactly what you're doing and where you're going, so you don't get caught up in the nonsense. That's
I mean,
awesome.
look, like we're
That's
still
like
people.
Yeah.
We still do sometimes, but like you just have to remember, like always go back to your close circle and be like even when we go through our ups and downs, I'm like, Allie, like what am I doing? Like,
Yeah.
is this good? Like, is this cool? Is this gonna work? And she's like, yeah, Lexi, like don't worry,
You're like
you
a
got
right
it.
girl.
Exactly. And so like that's why I think that's so important also to have out here.
That's awesome that you guys have. I think that's like maybe the best thing you talked about on this podcast, without a doubt. That's just like that whole like you know where you're going, you have a set goal, and a lot of people don't have that. They're just like out there, like, oh, I'll find my way, but it's very hard to do that when you don't know where you're going and what your goals are. So that's awesome that you guys got to that. Like,
Yeah.
I can just tell you have that vibe. That's like, this is where we're gonna go. There's a direction.
Right.
A lot of people don't ever have that. So
But you know what? Like on that note too, it's also okay, like just to see if one person already has that and you're not there yet.
Right.
Like if someone out there who's listening and they don't have that clear vision yet, like it's
Right.
okay to take your time to figure it out.
Wow. What would be for someone that, because I know that happens a lot when you're like in school, when you are getting bullied and you're having those problems where it's like, you don't know who you are, you don't have that like confidence. What would you tell like younger kids in like high school to like who are having problems with that? Like, how did you guys find your passion?
I would just say like believe in yourself and really you have to like look at it like if someone is bullying you or talking negatively about you, it is not a you problem. There's nothing, it's their problem. You're not doing anything. Someone else out there who's picking on you, they are probably just finding,
They're finding your light and they're trying to take it away, whatever makes you unique or different, like
or special,
or
what makes you shine.
they want to take that away from you because they don't have that themselves. So I think that's what it is.
I do too.
That's crazy. How did you guys get to that point other than the art, other things that made you guys like find what makes you guys happy?
I think like I just realized what I didn't like and I'm like, okay, well, if I don't like this, I'll like something else.
Yeah.
So I think almost finding like what you don't like and then that'll take you closer to figure out what you do like.
Right. I mean, like that's the same goes with like failures sometimes. Right?
Yeah.
Like I think in this world and especially with social media, we only ever see people's successes and we never see their failures. But you have to fail in order to succeed because that's how you're gonna learn. That's how you're gonna grow. Like
that's how you're gonna figure out like what you want to do.
Right. Exactly. It's like all trial and error. And like my mom always says that she's like, well, Walt Disney failed, like 100 times, and he's Walt Disney. Yeah.
Exactly. How did you guys? What was your guys' first like the time that it hit you guys like this is what we're gonna do? We're gonna like do this art. What was that first moment that you guys like this is it? Was it like?
I think it was when we graduated. We'd both been working throughout college. I worked at Christie's. I worked at an art gallery. I worked at like Louis Vuitton doing like marketing, and you were at the New Museum. I think when we moved here, we'd both been looking for jobs within like the art world and to stay on that path. And then at a certain point, we were looking at these jobs and we're like, oh, like, this just
nothing was interesting.
Nothing was like, I am so excited about this opportunity. Like this is what makes me so happy. And so I said to myself, like, we were so happy when we were painting in college. Like, why do we need to find a job? Like, why do we have to do that? Why don't we just paint and create and try and, make our own careers and be our own bosses?
Right.
So I think when we first moved out here, that was kind of the path that we took. We just started posting on social media and like painting every single day and like just pouring ourselves into it.
So it was just that, and then was there like one moment that was it like your first paintings that sold or something something like that?
Yeah, I think it was like our first series of the Kim Kardashian tapes, and like when Pornhub had approached us and they wanted to buy it, we were like, wait, this isn't real. There's no way that this is real.
Yeah.
And like it ended up being real.
And then they bought it, and then they sent us photos, and it's hanging in their headquarters, and we're like, this is kind of amazing.
Yeah, we were like, it was very cool.
Yeah.
Very proud of ourselves.
Yeah. But then I think just more opportunities started to happen, and then it kind of just
I mean, like even
did a snowball.
our first solo show out here, which was like the smallest one that we did, we put that together ourselves.
Yeah.
Because we were like, well, we want to have a art show, we want to have a solo show. Let's just
But
make
the
it
gallery
happen.
wasn't giving us a
Right.
show, so we
We made it happen.
Yeah.
Wow, that's like some really inspiring, like true life entrepreneur stuff. Like they weren't giving you a shot, so you made your own.
Yeah.
It's like awesome. Like it's
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
inspiring to hear this. Like, because it goes back to like when I started doing all this too. It was the same way where it was like, man, I'm not like getting what I need, so I'm just gonna create my own thing. And
exactly.
I know I watched this thing that was like on some media channel where it's like back in the days, it was like all these people decided who was going to be the next movie star, who was going to be on this, and now it's like you can create your own.
You can
It-
totally create your own destiny.
Exactly.
Everyone's doing it.
Exactly. It's like you guys have your own platform. It's like why wait around for someone to be like, here's your shot. You just made your own shot. It's just like,
Exactly.
it's been flying because I saw you guys, but that's how I reached out to you guys when I saw the Netflix thing, and I was like, oh, I'm reaching out to them, and I reached out to you, and I was like, oh my god, you guys are doing even more amazing than I saw that the Netflix thing. Where it was like, whoa. So it's like it's awesome to hear how it all happened. It's like throughout these assemblies, I also had like clubs back in the day where we like worked with a lot of kids after school, and like they always like ask me like, well, there's like all these questions, so it's like exciting to have you guys on. It's like you just could do it yourself, and I didn't know you guys were just like, you know what, we're just gonna make it happen.
Yeah. I mean, you
Right.
have to, and that's what we said from the beginning, like walking in here, like there's not going to be anyone else who's going to believe in you more than you're going to believe in yourself.
Right. What would be your advice to some kids or any kids that are just like at this moment going to school and they feel alone and they do feel bullied? What would be your advice to them?
I would say that, I mean, you're not alone because there are kids out there also who are in your position, and you really just do have to find, like, don't compare yourself to anyone else. Don't compare yourself to the table of kids who are all, you know, laughing and sitting
it's
with a
just-
big group of friends. Like,
it's just
okay
school,
for
like,
you to not be.
There's a whole life outside of just school, so if that's not where you're finding like your friends
Or you're
group, or
thriving.
you're thriving there, find something else that's gonna make you thrive. If you love theater, like it doesn't only have to happen in school. Like there are so many other places, and like you don't need 1,000 friends. You just need like 1 or 2 good people who you can have as a support and who believe in you.
Or like you need your passion, like you just like find what makes you happy. And like Ali said, I think that's actually perfect. It's like just because there are kids who might be thriving in school, and then there are kids who are picking on other kids for whatever it might be, it shouldn't affect you, because you can find what makes you happy and what your passion is and do that, and don't let anyone else tell you that it's bad or wrong.
Wow. That was like really, really good. I feel like that was good. I feel like we actually that would be an end to this, and
Great.
I honestly thought that was amazing.
Thank you so much.
Is there
much.
anything you guys
So
wanna,
yeah,
like, leave it
I'm curious, like what, you know, because you're obviously so passionate about this, like
what's
yeah,
the
I want to
story?
hear your
behind me?
Yeah.
Oh man, so I grew up in San Diego, and like my whole thing was like I kind of grew up in like an inner city, and like my family was kind of like on welfare, so I was going to school with like really low self-esteem, and on top of that, I was overweight. I was trying, but you know, I wasn't good at it. Like, and also I wasn't good at studying. Like, I couldn't like regurgitate the information on tests, so that. And I would try out for sports. I remember JV basketball. I tried out, and they like crossed me over, and I like got cut on the site. It was just like these things that were like killing me. And on top of all of that, I was like really like awkward around girls, so it was like I didn't have a girlfriend until I was like 20. So it was like all these things added up. So it was like it was all like I felt it like, and that thing you had said that other podcast where you were like, this isn't the end. Well, I thought it was the end.
Right.
Wow, look, I'm not. I'm gonna go to a community college. I remember that first year, even when I went to one, I was just like, kind of like, why am I here? I'm not. It was just always like I had that attitude. I was like, I'm not gonna do good, and I wasn't doing good.
It's hard like to be in like that like school setting because school is this thing which we're all forced into, and it's something where like you're
Not everyone's good at it.
yeah, not everyone's good at it, but like kids are made to feel like you have to be good at this certain thing just because you might see other kids who are good at like math or science or sports or like friends, and it's like it's just one hub of life, which is like you're thrown into it, and not everyone's gonna be good at it.
Yeah.
We weren't good at it,
No.
and we're fine now. We found what we were good at.
But that's why
And
when
you
I
did
heard
too.
you guys, I was like really like, wow, it's awesome. But I'm 34 now, so it took me till this last 6 years to finally find my group. And it was hard too, because when I started this brand, I was like, everyone was like, a brand? How could you? And then I remember I came out to announce it on Facebook, because that's when like Facebook was kind of hot. So I was like, yo, I got this brand, I got bullied. Even at that moment, all these people in high school, all they were coming on, like, okay. So the negative stuff was like, yo, can't you? I knew that night before when I was going to post this, I knew I was getting ready, because Facebook was like, and this was like immediate people I knew. So I already knew. And it just like I thought, people coming up, making fun of me. But at that moment, I was just like, I'm not going to let this stop me, and just started blocking.
Like it's exactly, and it's really great that you have that mentality and like you were able to turn it
But
around.
I was like 27, 26, so I was already at this point where I was a little older, and I was like, I'm not going to let them come at me like they did back in the days. And back in the days, it was just as simple as like a group of friends sitting around watching TV. I'm like, hey, I think I'm going to be in the NBA. And it was like quickly your friends would be like, no, you're not. You're short. And you'd be like, you're right. And I think that's what like messes a lot of people up from like getting to where they want. It's like the immediate friends. And then, I don't blame the next level with like friends and family. It's like, it's ironic how those are supposed to be the ones that are like
the closest to you.
And really when you stop us, they're like, wait a minute. But it's really not their fault either. You know what it is? It's this thing called the crab bucket effect, where it's like you see when a bunch of crabs try to come out of a bucket, the next crab like tries to pull it down. It's like, wait a minute, this person's trying to come out of our like whole little thing, so we don't want them to try to do better. So they kind of like, it's more like a feeling of like, we don't want you to leave us behind. And it takes years, like it's been like 7 years now.
It does take a while of like
Exactly.
self-love, and I think we're like a very interesting case because like we are twins.
Right.
So I look at her and I'm like, well,
She's
I like
dope.
her, yeah.
She's
So
dope.
you guys have had that. I for 5,
Just
6,
like
7
look in the mirror and just love who you are. Just like, you might not love everything now, but you will one day. That's what I think it is.
No, that was awesome. Well, man, it was really good having you guys on.
Yeah, thank
seriously.
you so much.